Hey lovelies, how are you? So we're going to paint our Iron Golem that came with the NPC Character set from Archon Studios Dungeons and Lasers. This is going to be a really basic paint. It's literally a main dry brush. So I'm going to dry brush primarily with lead belcher, and this is going to be a really heavy dry brush. And yeah, literally, like I say, heavy dry brush. So we're coming in and just going right over. But it should hopefully leave enough black in the recesses. I sprayed this with Chaos Black, and then I've gone over it with Abaddon Black, just to make sure that everything is coated and I didn't miss anything. So that's what you're going to do, go all over it with a nice heavy dry brush. So as you can see, that is our Iron Golem so far. I'm going to come in with Balthazar Gold now. The reason I'm using this excuse me, is primarily once it's all mixed up nicely, come on, it's primarily to just give a bit of variation on this, and it's quite a dark gold as well. So, which I think will look good. So I'm going to do things like the axe head with this colour, and then the trim. So there's quite a bit of trim on this chappy, but I think it will look good once it's been done. But yeah, like I said, the hammer head, I should say, not the axe head, will get done, and I'll avoid that plate in the middle. But then I'm also going to go around and do the trim. So like all the armor plates have this edging to it. I just think this will be a nice subtle way of bringing that detail out. So come back, and we're coming along. So I've done all the gold. So he's got this kind of like Romanesque skirt, and I'm going to paint that brown. There are some bits on it which could be considered metalwork, which I will try and leave metal, silver, but I can always come back in and just go over it. So these bands and the belt, I'm going to do brown. So I've got all my base colours down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with a a light wash over the metallics, a slightly heavier wash over the leather and the gold, of Null oil, and this is just to add in a little bit of extra shading. So I'm quite happy to go in heavy on the leather areas, but then on kind of like the metallics on the body, try and keep it lightish, so not too heavy, just so that there's a little bit more definition with some of the nicks, etc., battle damage that's on this mini. and just to help dull down the gold a little bit. Hey, sexy hobby people. Right, let's get... so we're currently at about this stage with our Iron Golem. I'm going to come in and start highlighting up the leather that I've put on, that I've decided he's wearing. And quite literally, all I've done is taken Mornfang Brown and some Carrack Stone, and I've just done around about 50-50 mix as a highlight for the leather. I'm just going to work my way around, obviously highlighting up the edges, etc., and putting some scratches in places as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to come in with some Corax White, and I'm just going to put this across the eyes, or where the eyes would be, because what I want to do, I still haven't decided if I'm going to go red or blue, but in here, in the eye slit here, I'm actually going to put down a white base coat, and then I might water down some red or some blue, depending, to make the eye, is kind of what I'm thinking. And because that's in a recess, I'm really worried I'm going to get the white paint everywhere. Okay, right, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so I've mixed up some Frost Heart contrast paint with some water, and we are going to just pop a little bit into I've deliberately watered it down so that if needs be I can add more. So I don't know if you can see that clearly. We'll see how that goes. I've done the rim of the base black as well. So, okay, so the blue in the eyes I think has dried nicely. I'm just going to come in and dot the extreme ends with a tiny little bit of white scar. Actually, let's come in with some white scar. So okay. The only other thing that I'm going to do is add in some tufts, some grass tufts to finish it off. These are 6mm dry grass from Wargaming Scenics. And I think that is going to be it. So there is our Iron Golem. I went for blue, frosty blue eyes in the end, and that is the finished thing. Okay, hopefully you'll join me in the next video. Alright, take care, bye bye.